All right, we're on. Thanks, Stephen. This is actually a really exciting week for everybody part of our cohort. A lot of people graduate. We just wanted to give them a little props. I'll start off with you, Sunny.
Hi, my name is Sunny Bates. I'm the CEO of Black Logics. I just graduated in business administration. My emphasis was global business management with entrepreneurship.
That's great. Stuart.
Hi, I'm Stuart McCown. I just graduated from CSUSM, and I got a degree in entrepreneurship as well.
Great. Rhonda. You're mute. Unmute, Loranda.
So you just saw my mouth moving.
That's all. But it's all good. We're all family. It's all family. It's all good.
Okay. So hello, my name is LaRonda, and I am a co-owner of Where's the Party, W2P. And I just graduated with my business management degree at California State University, San Marcos.
Love it. And lastly, Brianna.
Hey guys, I'm CEO and founder of Citizens Hive, and I just graduated Cal State San Marcos with a degree in business management and entrepreneurship.
And Brianna, there was something special that happened last night. You want to tell everybody?
Yeah, so I was lucky to be a part of the Founders Live pitch competition where we have 99 seconds to do our pitch, and everyone who was on watching was able to vote right then and there, right after, and I was the winner of last night's competition. So it was a great honor, really fun. I definitely suggest it to everyone who is, starting their new venture to get some exposure.
Do they have a website offhand? Do people go and apply? Is it just founderslive.com or something like that?
Yeah, I think it's Founders Live /San Diego.
Okay.
Because it is location specific, but it is across the nation.
Okay. All right. I love it.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Brianna, and congratulations to the cohort. Yeah, this is kind of amazing time. It's amazing. I'm gonna start. Stephen, you can start it up, and we have Wivine. Thanks so much for coming on.
Awesome. Yeah, just to, I guess, to echo, what Curling said, and everyone else's sentiments. Thank you, everyone, for joining in today, and then congratulations to everyone from Cal State San Marcos who's with us on the call. That's was able to graduate, and it's awesome. We're excited for you guys, and we're excited to see where you guys will, where your future will take you. But we have an awesome speaker for Tech School today. We have Wivine speaking. Before we get started, if you are watching this on YouTube, feel free to give us a like, leave a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button to help support our community of entrepreneurs. And I'll hand it on over to Wivine.
How you doing, Wivine? You're still on. Awesome.
Okay, I just unmute myself. All right.
I do it all the time.
I do it too so much. Still get used to the Zoom new way of life now.
It is.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. Yeah, congratulations to all the graduates, and thank you, Curling, for asking me to be here today. I'm very humble and an honor, and I don't really think I qualify to be here speaking to anyone, but thank you and Joanna for always believing in me from the beginning. And I'll be just talking quickly about my journey. I'm a little nervous, but I'm just gonna go through it and explain my journey as a founder. All right, and that's when I'll share. Okay.
All right, we see your screen. Wivine, good job on that.
All right, let's see. Oh, the computer's taking a little bit to load.
It's fine, Wivine.
Oh, okay.
That's your daughter.
Okay, so this photo is myself driving my daughter places and her telling her stories, trying to make me laugh, and that's been our lives for the past 7 years. Just me being her Uber driver. A little bit about myself. Like I said earlier, my name is Wivine. I'm a mom, a mother of two. I have a background in computer science that I've never used that degree at all. and I went into nursing right away. And now I'm a nurse for neonatal intensive care unit. So I work with small premature babies, and I'm a founder of JaleU. A little background on how JaleU started. It's based on my struggle as a single parent, trying to get my daughter places. I was juggling full-time job, working night shift, and my daughter, of course, she has school and activities that she likes to attend to. And it was not really easy. It was very challenging trying to get her to those places while going to work. And most of her activities will end at 8 p.m., but I will be at work already. So the past 7 years, I've struggled trying to find any reliable transportation for her. We went to a lot of nannies. We went to paying other parents, school buses. None of those were really reliable when it comes to activity. Outside school, it is hard to find someone that can pick up your kid and take them to baseball or volleyball or gymnastic or dance, and then pick them up and bring them back home. And when I did research on that, I wasn't the only one struggling with that problem, but there was no solution for it. And I've spent a lot of money on her transportation, close to $8,000 usually a year on her transportation. And I had it. I thought that, okay, if I could find a way to solve it by creating maybe an app, a rideshare app for parents, more of a community-based shared driving, where parents can be on, when they log onto their app, they'll be able to see other parents in their school district or their living area. They can select a parent who is in their driving route to pick up the kid and drop them off, and they can return the favor later on. As very easy as that sound, it was very challenging operationally. It's a very intensive business to implement in terms of the operation of it. And my struggle leads me to my talk today. As a founder, I found that knowing why I was doing it was what got me through it. So I would like to talk about the why. There's this great quote by Guy Kawasaki that I always thought about it. He said that great companies start because the founders want to change the world, not make a fast buck. And I truly believe in that. I believe that if you are in it for the passion, if you are in it trying to make a difference, if you are in it trying to solve a problem, it will be more of a manageable journey versus if you are just motivated by money. And as what I learned as an entrepreneur or starting a business is that it's going to be very, very challenging. There'll be days where you want to quit. There'll be days where you don't even know why you started in the first place. There will be days where you just encounter a roadblock. And if you don't go back to the basic of why you started in the first place, or what's your motivation for it, your passion, is this even your passion? What is it in there for you? So if you don't know your why, you could easily be broken down. You could easily give up. You could easily get overcome by the challenges. And this definitely represents me as a sole founder of a company. I've been wearing so many different hats, and coming from a non-technical background, even though I have a degree in computer science, I've never really practiced anything in that industry. So I wasn't able to code. I could understand the language when IT talked to me. I understand what they're talking about all the way to the background, but I wasn't able to code or fix anything. So I consider myself a non-technical founder. So I had to learn all this thing. I have to be my own admin, my HR, sales, marketing, engineer, legal. I wear so many hats that I thought I was juggling all over the place and bouncing left and right. And some areas are more challenging than the other, especially the areas that I don't have background in when it comes to, let's say, the finance portion of it, and also the building of the app. Those one, I'm not really strong in those areas, so it would be more challenging. It was definitely has been a challenge, and what helped me to actually tackle all of those areas were the fact that I literally dig into all the resources there are in our communities. And our communities, especially San Diego community, I didn't know that when I first started because I had no experience in business or startup. So when I first started, I had no idea that San Diego is so huge when it comes to startup. We are coming right behind Silicon Valley when it comes to startup. We have so many resources. So first I just Google my best friend, startup, any idea on startup? And then I found out that San Diego has startup weekend that you could pitch an idea and see what it's like to actually go through the journey of founding a business and launching it. You can do all that in one weekend. I was like, oh, great. And then I can learn from that. So I attend the startup weekend. I pitch a different idea because I thought that, oh my God, people are going to steal my idea if I pitch my real idea. Yeah, right. So I just picked a random idea that I know that, well, I thought that no one would steal it, just to go through the process and experience what it's like to pitch your idea in few minutes, in 1 minute. And then people will vote on and whatever is the best idea, and we'll work together in a group, a collaboration for the entire weekend to go from idea to launching a business. And that actually gave me an insight into what it will take to actually launch a business. And it's going to take team, it's going to take a lot of work than just, oh, I have this idea, and then, oh, tomorrow I'm just gonna put it on a app store and people are going to buy into it. No, it will take a lot of process. So one of those processes were customer discovery, which I didn't even know this word existed before. And I attended the CDI workshop with Alex, and also Fokcus founder group that I attended. I was one of the first graduate from that program with Curling and Joanna. They believed in me, which I don't know. They really were very, very helpful. I had access to resources from that class, and we had many guest speakers. I took so many notes. I had network opportunities. I was able to connect with someone from that Fokcus founder group that got me into Tech Hire and got me free intern. So that's how I'm able to build my app, because of those 2 free interns I received from Tech Hire. And all of that is actually tied back to Fokcus founder group. And from there, I did 1 million COP, pitch in front of my peers and experts for some feedback on what to work on, or how you can tweak your idea, or how you can work on your business model. They give you feedback. I also applied for Think Tank Incubator, and I was one of the founders chosen for that program. I received a free working space in WeWork La Jolla, and also USD Legal Clinic has been very helpful to me. So those are all the resources that I've actually used to my advantage in the communities. And I know that I wouldn't come this far without any of those resources, and being sole founder. So I would like to just say that let your passion lead you, which is again a picture of my daughter, and those are her 2 passions, dance and instrument. And your passion is what's going to push you over from just having an idea to making it in your business and continuing working on it and getting to all the hurdle. Is your passion. It's really, really important to choose a passion when you're going into business. Something you're passionate about changing, something you think it could have been different. You see a problem out in the world and you want to make a difference. And that's been the fire for me, is my daughter and me wanting her to follow her passion, and me not wanting any of other kids out there not being able to do anything they wanted to do because their parents are all stressed out about the logistic of transportation. And I I remember that even Lyft permanently banned me from using it because I let my daughter use my Lyft account to get to dance because we couldn't find anyone to pick her up from dance home while I was at work, and she used my Lyft account, and the Lyft driver figured that she was a minor and reported to Lyft, and I was banned for good for letting a minor use my account. So those are the struggles that parents have out there. And now that I know that the world is different right now with COVID, this is how far I've came with my business is that we have a online presence, and we have the mock-up we have the mock-up app, and we have a list of some parents who want to be a beta tester, and we're just about to start a beta tester in 2020 when COVID hit it. So now I'm on a pause to see where the world is leading when it comes to kids being in the same car environment, carpooling with other kids, and parents picking up other people's kids, and that logistic part of it. I need to see where it's going first before I continue with my business. So I thank you so much again for having me. I'm very honored, and I am open to questions.
Yeah, that was great. It's so funny. I like I said, I never seen your daughter Wivine, and that's like that's a little Wivine right there.
Yeah, that's
playing
her.
the violin.
And her here. She made the cover of our. This is our zip code magazine. She made the cover of it.
Love it. I love it. I mean, just so everyone knows, Wivine was part of our like inaugural cohort that we had at USD. And it was so interesting about how you talked about the struggles of being a parent. And that was actually my first time to Wivine understanding about the fact that if you have a founder in your cohort that's like a parent and things of that nature, like they're gonna live a different problem set. They're gonna see different problems than some of my friends at Google would not see. And that's you actually helped me a lot with being understand that I need to help more with beans because you're going to be solving problems that that the world actually needs. So it was always, you always inspired us, me and John, like, okay, we need to actually look at these different type of founders because the problems they solve is going to help so many people. So I just want to thank you for that. And that's why we always kind of believed in you in the first place. What I'll do offhand, I had some initial questions, and for the cohort, if you guys want to ask any questions, you guys can put on chat, and we'll do it that way. I have a feeling we don't have anybody initially in chat that has that, but I had some initial questions, and I'm glad you brought up the whole resource piece. Wivine, go back to that slide. Actually, can you go back to that resource slide? We'll do it a little bit differently. I think the one thing is that we knew about you from the whole startup weekend, right? That was like that was initial, right? We were founder Fokcus was like mentors at startup weekend. Could you talk a little bit about startup weekend just to the group offhand? I'm not sure if any of our groups have went to startup weekend yet, but could you just talk a little bit about that experience there?
Yes. So startup weekends happen once a year in San Diego, and it's the entire weekend where everyone out there with an idea can attend, and it's free. You just attend it, you put your name down, and that you will pitch an idea, and it's a 1-minute pitch, and they will pick maybe 50 people will go up there and do 1-minute pitch. One person go there, you pitch your idea, and you have the title for the idea, and they'll write it down on a piece of paper and they put it all on the wall. So let one at a time. We went up front, just pitch an idea, and they put all the idea on the wall, and we vote on the top 10 of that idea. So top 10 that we think it's more logical, doable, more manageable, that yes, we can actually see that working, we can actually see that, we can vision that happening. And then we pick those top 10 idea, and the winner of those idea, the people who pitch those idea, they become the the founder, the CEO of the ideas. Then they pick their team. So you look in the audience and find someone that you need. Like, okay, this is my idea. I'm going to need someone in a tech. I'm going to need someone in marketing. I'm going to need someone with experience on that area. And you just go around talking to people. You network with people and pick people that have expertise in the skills that you need in order to make your idea successful at the end of the 3 days. And after you build your team of, you can build up to 8 people. You can have more than up to 8 people on your team, 8 or 10 on your team. I don't remember the amount. And once you have those people on your team, then you start working on the idea on day 2. We went back and we start working as a team and literally working as if you're going to launch it tomorrow. So what are we going to do to launch this idea tomorrow? We're going to go outside and talk to people, customer discovery. We're going to go through the whole process. We're going to build a small mock-up, or do we need to design something to show, and all that, and work it through and test it. And at the end of it, at the end of the 3 days, we will present with the business model and the projection, the entire thing, and PowerPoint presentation. One person will go up and present it in front of, I think we had the expert and also people that could finance it. Yes.
Yeah, definitely. That Sunday, we actually brought in, even a couple of investors. A couple of investors. Yeah. For seed, to invest in the seeds. And those investors, they will pick the top 2 ideas that they thought that they would think they can definitely invest in it. So the winners get funded, or they get some type of financial assistance, definitely. And that was fun. That was intense and really, really fun. Yeah. And we watched you do that whole process, and that's why I think we asked you to actually apply for Fokcus, just because you actually handled that. It wasn't intense. Yes. It was a fact. Now I think I'm on the board on Startup San Diego. You know that, Wivine, and
yes.
Tech Stars took over Startup Weekend. It has a similar format. Just so you know, it has a similar format, and then for the other founders, it still has a similar format, but what happens at the end is that Tech Stars, they'll try to bring you into their accelerator, and their accelerator, so it's a little bit different now with Wivine. They're actually going to be giving some more, I guess, more support, more capital, and things of that nature.
Accelerator, you definitely get more support. Yes. Wow.
Yeah, so but you were OG on it, but I just wanted the team, as we move out of this kind of pandemic environment, things like Startup Weekend, the thing that Brianna was part of last night, like Founders Live, even 1 Million Cups too. Yes. All those things are going to be opening up to get your feedback on your pitching and actually get you in so much more visibility. I know you. I think I was at your 1 Million Cups.
Yes.
I think I support it. I think we always did that Wednesday at 10. It was at 1 Million Cups. That was downtown San Diego. You did really great on there. Let me ask you more on that, how that experience was, though.
Okay. 1 Million Cup. I loved it. I love the fact that I was able to put on my entire pitch out there and went in front of peers, and it's very casual. It's all your peers and also some expert in the industry, expert in the startup community. And at the end of, they will only have 1 presenter a day, because at the end of it, they will it's all about you, giving you feedback. So be receptive to feedback. It's a constructive feedback, and they will let you know where you could tweak. They ask you questions for you to elaborate more if there's a confusion. It definitely did give me a different perspective to tweak more on my business model. Like, how do you think you will make money from that? And it gave me that perspective to went and dig in more, like, that's not gonna work well. So
exactly.
That definitely did help.
With 1 Million Cups, what was the how long did they give you the pitch? Did they give you a longer, like give you 5 minutes for 1 million?
Yes, it's 5 minutes. Was it 8 minutes? Is it 5 or 8 minutes?
Okay, so they give you a little bit longer to actually go more deeper into your pitch deck,
Yeah,
right?
they want you to go deeper into your pitch because you have to go on, you have to definitely explain all the slide, especially when it comes to launching and going to market, and how would you go to market, and the business model, how would you make money, and your projection. They want you to go into detail on those ones as well.
And I know at 1 Million Cups, we use it. Fokcus sponsored 1 Million Cups, just so you know, Wivine. But I know a lot of times there were definitely angels in it. So there was always business model, always go to market questions. Those are some things that we don't always go into with Fokcus and with this cohort. But I think these external groups always go really deep into that. So I think you did probably get some more knowledge on some of those things.
Yes.
And I think the last question I do offhand, this is one thing I talked to Sunny on it, and I talked to some other groups on it, but one, on the tech hire part, I know you did get some collaboration. Some of our groups are using tech hire. It's actually has, let's say, Wivine, it's been through some transition points since it's been pandemic. In June, in fact, in a couple of days now, it's going to be fully funded again for all of San Diego. So even in case if you want to reuse them for later on, it's going to be fully funded again. So that's great. But could you talk a little bit about your experience with tech hire? Just, I know Sunny's dealing with it right now. I've been working with her tech hire. I know that other groups want to work with them too, but could you tell a little bit about your experience with tech hire? And now I'll go to Joanna Pantage's question too on product.
Yes. So with tech hire, I received the information through one of the founder that attend the Fokcus founder group with me. She actually worked for San Diego Workforce, and she mentioned that yes, we have a program, tech hire, that could provide you with an intern to work for free, and it's paid by San Diego Workforce. And I received her information, and I just emailed her, and they definitely got back to me right away. And they asked about your need. What do you need? Do you need someone to help you with admin, someone to help you with software development? What is a web designer, graphic designer? So you let them know your need, and you can only have one intern at a time. After you let them know what your need is, they want a description, the job description, which is easy. If I want a web designer, all I need to do is Google web designer job description and print it out, the job description. Nice. And then send it to them. And so they're looking to the candidate that they have. Those are people who are looking to build up their resume. So those are people who may just graduate from a design school or went to the change career and went into a tech. But they haven't have much experience yet. So they need to build their resume in order to make it big out there. So it's a work win-win for both, because they get to be paid not at that high price, but they get to gain actually more skills by working with you. So when they will go through all the candidates that they have at the San Diego Workforce. The tech hire will find the one that has more of the skills that you're looking for, and will send you the people's resume. They sent me four or five resumes, and I picked three that I interview, and out of the three that I interview, I picked one that I connected more with, who understood my business and the logistic of it. So I picked one person that I thought was a better fit for what I was looking for, and you let them know. And it was just back-to-back email, and the whole process didn't take that much. I think it took like maybe three to 4 weeks, and within 3 to 4 weeks, I had an intern, and they took care of all the paperwork. They did the contract. They sent you the contract, you signed the contract, and I think they only pay for 150 hours. So you worked out the detail of how you want to break that 150 hours with your intern. So you connect with the intern and let them know, okay, maybe work 5 hours every day for 5 days a week, or however you want them to work those 150 hours, and tech hire will pay them on weekly basis based on how many hours the work for you. So at the end of each week, you will submit the hours to Tech Hire, and Tech Hire will pay the intern directly to them. And Tech Hire also take care of insurance, I believe. They take care of insurance and anything that the intern needs. And it just that the intern cannot work in your home, but they can do remotely in their own home or at a coffee shop or at a collaborative working space, but they just cannot do it in your home, the founder's home. They cannot work in the founder's home. That's all I remember.
That's great. And I know Sunny said when you talked about like Sunny, you can unmute yourself, but is that how you actually did you actually get some like a job description and then use that job description to get your Tech Hire?
Yeah, that's actually exactly what I did, because I didn't know, I needed a web developer and I didn't know what their job description entailed. So I just pretty much Googled what I thought would be the best fit. And that's how they linked me with the person that I have now. Okay,
nice. And you're in your second week, right, of your Tech Hire, right, Sunny?
Yeah.
Okay. You gotta give us some more, give the cohort some feedback on that too, like as it goes and what.
It's really interesting. This is, I mean, I personally, I love it because it's definitely helpful. And everything that Wivine said, like I agree. Like they give you 150 hours. You know, they I don't have the what is it, the Tech Hire person. They're doing like this other program. It's like for seniors.
Okay.
And then yeah, they already sent me emails telling me like, hey, you know, when you're ready for a Tech Hire, we're going to be funded, you know, just send over information that you need and then we can get you linked up with somebody who fits the qualifications that you're looking for.
No, that's great. That's great. On that Tech Hire part, Wivine, Tech Hire was your only, think of it, that was your only person to help you with building the product. Is that right, Wivine? Or did you have someone else to help you with that?
No, it's Tech Hire is actually the only one that helped with providing me with someone to help build the product. So our mock-up app, we built it, the two of us. She would tell me what is that she's doing. I would Google, I would learn some stuff, and I get back to her, and we went back and forth. And we actually work at my free working space in La Jolla, and we work together. And she's been the only one who built my app. So actually it's been a life-saving for me because I didn't have to pay her, and I've been able to, I got an mock-up app out of it. And at the end of her contract, they gave me someone else who helped build my website too. So I had the website and also the mock-up app because of the Tech Hire. And those both interns, I didn't have to pay any of them.
Oh, that's great. So you had at least got phase one, phase two. Because John Pantages, you can unmute yourself and tell your question. It kind of related to some things you just said, Wivine.
Oh, well, I was just wondering about the steps of the basics of how you built your product, because it was pretty complex, and I was just wondering the basics of how you built it.
Yes. So Noah, her name is Noah, the intern. We came out with more of, it's almost like Uber or Lyft, geometric, more of finding someone in your area and just linking them together. Like it became more like a platform that can link you with someone in your area using your geolocations, and you see their address. You will see that who are the parents in your area that is in your district, and you just linking them together, and to be able to coordinate a schedule. I don't know if I'm making any sense.
No, but Wivine, that was good. Main thing when you work with that first intern, in some ways you were doing that kind of user journey, right? That, like you said, on your, if you look back on your slide, you pretty much gave that kind of user journey initially.
More like that, yes. Like this is our user journey that you will start you will start by looking up, well, once you have the app, and once you download the app, you will see that as a location, you see all those different pictures of people and where they're located in relation to you. And then you click on one, and you'll be able to chat with them and coordinate the schedule. And when they're driving, you can actually track it through the journey.
And that first intern helped you with this user with this kind of like mock-up offhand?
Yes.
Did she use what? Do you remember what tool she used offhand with Bean? Was she using like Figma?
I will have to go to
Trello
to
no. I was curious on that.
Yes, I'll definitely give you what she used.
Yeah, I'm curious. And then, but once that was done, after that phase was done, I guess, did that take the full 10 weeks for you guys to map everything out for the mock-up?
Yes, it took the entire 10 weeks. And we didn't get to test it. That we were stuck when it came to testing.
Okay.
Because she needed a different phone. I had some different phone and different information with her. And
Sure.
We were just starting to test it to see if it actually worked by finding someone via their information, by finding them on the map. And we were still on that process. Her thing ended, and COVID also happened.
COVID happened, right. That's what happened with a lot of the groups too. But you did get the second intern to help out with some other parts, right?
Yeah, the same intern I got, he had more experience with web design, and not really a coding or on an app. So he did more of the website, and he didn't finish his hours when COVID
hit.
Yeah. The last one, he didn't finish his hour, but he finished the website. He did it so fast. I think he did the website in 2 weeks. That was too easy for him. So many hours that was left, but I didn't find anything that he could do with those hours because I need more help with the app and then the website.
No, that's interesting. So even when you're talking about tech hire, you did get 2 people, but even for the cohort, if you're getting yes, you're going to get these people, but actually planning out what they're going to do and hours, that can maybe be some lesson learned on that too, right? Because you still had more hours to help you.
Yes. So you have to plan out what do you want them to do. I literally sat with him and show him an example of what I want the website to look like. And I provided all the context for the website. I wanted a welcome page. I wanted this, I wanted that. And those are the type of tabs I will want on it. I want a Q&A, of course, to answer some of the general questions that parents may have. And we sit down and design it. I design it by hand and he implemented.
Okay, that's great. And one reason why I wanted you to talk, because I knew you went through this whole process, and there's a similar process that Sunny and Brianna and the rest of the cohort will have to go through when we say launch. So thanks for letting me get into these kind of details. So this is kind of like how I was going to get to. Even Sunny said, can you please provide Sunny with that person who did your website? I don't know if you still have his contact. I can connect. I'll connect you and Sunny.
Yes, Jasper. His name is Jasper. That intern, he had many hours left. He was so fast. He literally did the website in 2 weeks. He's like, this is easy.
I love it. Okay, that's great. It's good. This is what the cohort kind of needs. You know what, Brianna, can you unmute yourself? This is a really good question. This is kind of Wivine. This is like a 1 million cups question that Wivine's that Brianna's going to tell actually.
Okay.
Yeah, hi. No, now that I have a little one, I totally understand why you created your business, and it's really exciting. But my question is, what revenue streams do you have in place for your company, and what was your thought process in making that decision?
So for revenue stream, well, in the beginning when I started this, I didn't really think about, oh my goodness, I'm gonna be making money. It was more of, I will create this cool thing and help parents out there. And it's a win-win because a lot of time I'm already spending money paying a random nanny to pick her up and drop her off when I could be paying parents directly, and it will be win-win because now I know exactly who is taking my kid and it's more reliable. So I was I was thinking more in that process. And then when I started digging into my business model to thinking about how we will bring in revenue, especially we will need to do background checks on those parents. When it comes to driving kids, you need to do background check. It's not even, it's required by law. And you also need to provide insurance. There's so many things, many details that I skip over my head that I wasn't aware of when it comes to law regarding kids. That will take a lot of money. So that's when I realized, making money will be really, really hard, and especially in the beginning when you think about logistic of this. So I came up with the model of doing a subscription. It's more of a subscription model where parent will subscribe to it, and that it will help actually make money more than pay as you go. Like if parents just subscribe to the app and on a monthly basis or per semester for the entire year or for the entire school year, something like that. And it will help even out and bring in revenue. And I also was thinking in terms of when it comes to community, to see any of the businesses in our community and see we can collaborate with them. Let's say like a yoga place will offer, and if we can advertise them on our app, they can offer parents a discount. If parents is a driver, let's say a parent's a driver, they get an incentive here and there where parents can get some type of incentive for being a driver, and collaborating with those businesses in the area, we can advertise for them as well.
And I remember hearing you getting that feedback initially with being about it being sustainable, when we had the Apple, you did your Apple City highlight and you were like, oh, that's good. So
yes,
yeah, that getting to that level where you were saying like, okay, what's the revenue model going to be? That's why I thought, Brianna, your question was really spot on, because Wivine was trying to make this community app and making it, in that ways, but actually seeing some of the other elements that it kind of, the business model, it was just evolving and stuff. But Brianna, did that answer your question though?
No, yeah, that was great. Thank you so much for sharing.
Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I know Stephen always has some questions too, Wivine. Stephen, you have any questions for Wivine?
Yeah, I know we talked a lot about your founder journey, right? All the things you kind of faced, and then of course having to wear so many different hats, right? And additionally, having to wear the hat not only as a startup founder and everything that comes with that, but also being a mom, right? And of course your journey into how that related to your business and the problem solving and everything like that. One of the questions that we usually ask a lot of the founders that come on here is if you had any piece of advice to give kind of a younger version of you before you started this journey as an entrepreneur, what would those pieces of advice be?
Yes, and if I was to tell myself long time ago, the piece of advice is just do it. If you have an idea and you really think that this could make a difference, especially, then just go for it. Put in all the work, and it is work, but don't be scared, because I did sit on that idea for 3 years before I did something about it. I complained about it for 3 years. Like, can someone do something about this? Like, why is there not a solution for this before I even try? Although I'm not successful yet, but the journey did teach me a lot, and I'm not ready to quit yet on this. So if I had started way earlier, I may have been more ahead than I am right now. So to just do it, do it, don't be scared, and put your 100% heart in it and go for it. And the second piece of advice is to use all your resources, ask for help, take in criticism, that to be open open to criticism, open to feedback. On this journey, it's about being visible. It's about really letting people know your journey, and people will help you and not be closed up. Because I remember in the beginning, I was scared of sharing my idea. I thought that people were going to steal the idea for some reason. So I was more closed up on it and not really seeing what to say about that. So to be open, to let anyone and everybody know that you're working on something and you need help, and just anyone that who can hear you, pitch your idea to them. In 1 minute, you get a feedback, and all of those feedback would definitely help you. It help build you instead of being so scared. The more you talk about it, the easier it is for you. The more you talk about it to other people, the more it also becomes real for you. And those are the ideas. Those are the advice that I'll give to my younger self. To not be so scared.
That was great question, Stephen. And yeah, that's good. Wivine, offhand, I think you your story, and I was always inspired some of the other startups too, and everyone's always was thinking about you and your daughter. I think the only thing I'm gonna just add to is like, we want you to come back too. I know as you're gonna be launching and doing other things too, we definitely want you to come back and want you to kind of continue the story. But I have one last question for you. I know your daughter's doing this dance and things of nature, but what's the next step for your daughter? Is she going to be doing dance? Is she going to go into medical? That was just my personal question.
Yeah, so we talk about it. She's a junior going on senior year now. So when I discussed this with her last year when she was a sophomore, like, hey, this dance thing, we have to make it. We have to make a decision on this. Is this going to be your career? Because I'm spending a lot of money on this. Is this going to be I know you're passionate about it, but is this going to be your career? What do you think about it? Would you major in dance in college and stuff? And she gave me a very, very smart answer, more than I will ever come up with. She said, well, if I'm going to pick a career, I won't pick a career based on my physical abilities. The dance, it's great. It's my passion, but I won't be this young forever, and I will not be that good forever. But I'm always going to be smart, so I will pick a career based on my intelligence. I rely on my intelligence. So she's going into medical.
I love it. That's great. That's a great answer. That's a little Wivine. You're always thinking in that manner, but that's great. I love that answer. Well, you know what? Thank you, Wivine, again for coming back with the cohort. I know the cohort learned a lot. I wanted the cohort to hear some of your, just like this tactical, like all the stuff you were doing. You were one of the founders that were really, in some ways, really trying to move forward with stuff. And so I just wanted to have access to you, hear your story. So thank you, Wivine. I'll let Stephen wrap up, and then we'll try. If you want to stay on, we're gonna do this little 5-minute kind of speed networking part.
Awesome. Thank you, Wivine. Thanks for coming on and speaking with us today. Thanks for sharing your story and all those great insights and answers to everyone's questions.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. And I will provide the information about Jasper, the intern, and also about the program that Noah used for the mockup app. I will email Stephen those, because I don't know who asked about the program that Noah used for my mockup app, but I will email it to Stephen. And I know it was a Sunny.
Yeah, Sunny was about Jasper.
Information.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
I will send information, Jasper's information to Stephen.
That's great.
Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah. So for those of you who were able to tune in live on Zoom today, thanks for joining us. If you're able to tune in on YouTube, thank you as well. If you are watching this on YouTube, feel free to give us a like, hit that subscribe button, and, really help support that community of entrepreneurs and all the resources that we have available to them. But as always,